YouTube, it has been a while. Sorry for disappearing for like 2 months. I decided to take a step back, take care of myself. My mental health is going up, my weight's going down. Everything's great in the end. Now, ladies and gentlemen, today I'm doing my first ever tier list. So I feel like it's only appropriate to start off with the Valorant agents. Some of the agents I haven't used, some of them I have. I'm gonna give my honest opinion on them. So without further ado, let's get started. Starting off with Brimstone. You know what? I don't use Brimstone much. And most of the time in my games, whenever I see a Brimstone, they're not the best player. So I'm about to put Brim over at C. And I also remember one time I had a teammate who was Brimstone, and he would always shoot his molly over at me and try to kill me. I reported him for sabotaging the team. Up next is Cypher. Yeah, no, absolutely useless in my opinion, unless you're a sniper. Like most of the time, the people I see use Cypher are snipers. There's no question about it. But in my personal opinion, as like SMG kind of shooter, I'm not a fan of Cypher. Breach, I'm sorry, I've never used. And let's be honest, most of the games I played, I've never really seen a Breach, so I'm pretty sure nobody really likes them. Jet, absolute A tier. The only reason why I'm keeping her from S tier is that when I've used her ult, usually I just don't really know how to use it. But most of the people I play with who are Jet are absolutely incredible. Her speed abilities, her flight abilities, it's just absolutely crazy. Usually a Jet is very helpful to your team. And for that, I give her an A. Omen. I feel like Omen's kind of weird, to be honest with you. I just don't understand him. Now, I will say, though, I've used his abilities before, and I think they're really cool. Do I put him next to Brim or above him? You know what? I'm going to put him next to Brim, only because, like, his abilities are kind of nice, but I just don't understand him. Actually, you know what? Nah, I'll put him over at B. He's kind of cool, though. Up next is Phoenix. When I first started playing, I used Phoenix, but then when I switched over to Raze, I realized most of the people using Phoenix are absolute bots. And the reason for that is because they would always blind their own teammates. But he can heal himself. The run it back ult is really good. And for that, I gotta give Phoenix an S tier, because his ult is just absolutely ridiculous. Like, you want to run over, get killed, you know where they are, go back, tell everyone where they are, and kill them. Not to mention his voice is really good, and he kind of looks like Jordan Fisher. Up next is Raze. Yeah, S tier. Okay, that's a little bit biased, not gonna lie. And the only reason why I say that is because the only things I use is her ult. I use the grenades. I use the bot, but I don't use those packs. In my opinion, the packs are useless. I mean, I guess they're good. You can detonate one, jump in the air, and use your ult, hit someone. And I've had that happen to me before, but I could never master it. In the end game, Raze is S tier. I love using her. I play her every single game. And she's kind of an inspiration for why I call all of you guys the party, because she's all about the party. Up next is Sage. You cannot win a game without a Sage on your team. I mean, I guess it's possible, but it's great to have a healer on your team. Not its healer. He's an absolute bot. But to have a Sage on your team is usually very vital if you're going to win. And for that, she gets an S tier. I mean, her ability to revive other players is insane. And I've gotten revived a bunch of times, so I love that. Silva. I know a lot of people like Silva, and I love his ability that he can shoot a dart and then he can track people. But in my opinion, in my experience, people who've always played Silva are always at bottom frag, unless you know how to use them. Silva's abilities are okay, but in my opinion, the drone and everything like that, not the best. I'm going to put him over at D. Viper. I've seen her abilities, never really used her. Reina. Oh my goodness. Reina, I feel like, is just weird. She literally takes life from other players. Her laugh is weird. I just don't understand her. And then that thing where she floats around, what? And for that, I have to put her next to Cypher over at F. Killjoy. Total and completely useless, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, you have the ult where she can detain players. The turret, in my opinion, is useless. I've only been killed by the turret once or twice. Do I think she's just as bad as Reina and Cypher? No, but I'll put her next to Silva. Okay, I forget their name. I will admit that when the hawk goes out, she has like a really deep accent that says hawk out, but I hear cool cats for some reason. But in the end, I'm about to say I really never used her, even though technically I have in practice, but not really experienced. Yoru, one of the newer guys. Love his voice, his ability to set an orb, And if you need to teleport back over there, I think Yoru is up there with Jet, but definitely up there with like Sage, Phoenix, and Raze. And last but not least, the new one, Astra. I've seen what she can do. I've personally never used her. I've seen her like divide thing, which causes like a giant wall, and I don't understand how it doesn't crash anyone's game. I think in the end game, if I really use her more, I'd enjoy her. So just for that, I'm gonna go ahead and put her next to Brimstone, because I just haven't really gotten a chance to really use her in practice yet. I mean, I have, but and with that, there's my tier list. I find it funny though, because I never really use Sage. But like I said before, if you're gonna win a game, you're gonna need a Sage. Of course, Phoenix is great, Raze is great. You know what? I might move Jet over the S tier. I'm gonna put Phoenix down A, because it's really a hit or miss when you're playing as Phoenix. But I feel like when you have a Raze, a Jet, and a Sage on your team, there's great odds that you might win if it's played correctly. And to be honest with you, I think I can put Reina over with Silva and Killjoy. I just don't like Cypher, like I said before. I feel like Cypher's more for snipers. So but there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is my Valorant agent tier list. Comment down below whether or not you agree with my list. If you would change anything, be sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free. And go ahead and follow me on my Twitch. All my socials down below. Take care. I'll see y'all later.